and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, act like you know. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain.
Now, Rosalinda, congrats on your victory. Co-main event here in Miami tonight. How do you feel right now?
I'm excited. You know, when they put me as co-main event, I knew I had to show out, being in my hometown and having my friends and my son out here. So I had to, you know, show them that I'm not just here for the looks. I'm here to get down and dirty.
And you faced an unbeaten, hungry fighter. How did it feel in there with her?
With her, I mean, the first round when I felt her punch, I was like, okay, wake up, Rosa. It's time to go and smash heads. So yeah, she packs a punch. She really does. I didn't expect that from her. She caught me a few times. Of course, you could see on the left. That's something I knew that was going to happen because I managed to drop my hand, and it kind of woke me up though. It woke me up by the second round. I had to pick it up and be more aggressive.
How did you manage to turn the fight around? Was it the aggressiveness? Was it more you were the aggressor?
Yes, the aggressiveness was a major factor. I'm a boxer, and I tell people that, and of course they know, that I usually fill out my opponents, and that's something you can't do in bare knuckle, and I learned that, of course. And the aggression does help to be more aggressive with your opponent and to just brush off those punches, because if you don't have that aggression in the sport, then you're what are you here for? So they want you to bring the dog out of you, and you got to bring it.
And this surface tonight was even much smaller than the regular BKFC squared circle, so that favors even more of an aggressive style, I guess, right?
Yes, it does. That small ring, I'm glad I got to try it out, and it was a little different. I knew I was going to be toe-to-toe with her. I didn't expect to, because I am, like I said, a boxer, but if it happens, it happens, and I'm glad that I came out with the win.
You said that this was the toughest camp in your career. Did that really pay off in there?
Yes. I mean, I mentioned in another interview where I did 14 rounds per week, I meant to say I did 30 rounds sparring alone throughout the week, and I get to maybe 40 rounds just sparring alone, so imagine. And that's not including the extra rounds that I have to do in my training camp. So it's strength and conditioning, running, sprints, all that. It was the most exhausting freaking camp I've ever had. I mean, I was tired. I was in the gym and straight to the bed, but it was fun.
How much respect do you have now for Monica? I mean, she was really tough in there, right?
She was definitely a tough opponent. I give it to her. She did, like I said, she didn't come down here to look pretty or get paid. She came down here to show me that what I'm getting my hands into, you know. And she showed that to me, and she made me realize that this sport is a tough sport, and I gotta continue being the tougher person. And I just, you know, I give her credit. You know, she did her thing.
You have a lot of glove boxing experience as well, but what's the main difference between boxing and bare knuckle, and why do you enjoy it that much?
You do get cut, and you do feel those hands getting swollen in the first round if they land on those big noggins. You do feel it. But my thing is, I'm trying to not get cut or injured. I try to like stay away from the big bombs and the punches, and that's my main goal in the sport, is being smart in the ring.
We know you overcame some big trials and tribulations before your last fight, right? Your mom passed, your house burned down. Yeah. When you look back at that right now, how mentally strong did you have to be to get to the point where you stand here today?
I mean, going through all that, people thought it was crazy, you know, that last camp that I did, I had to do a funeral for my mom. I had to find a place to stay, which I stayed with a friend. It was very difficult. So I wasn't really training for that fight because I had so much to do. I had to get things, I had to move around place to place because I had nowhere to go. And I had some good friends, you know, help me out. Some of my teammates, I appreciate them for helping me out in that camp. And I'm just doing this. Usually my mom will pray for me every fight, you know, and she was supposed to be here, of course, to see me fight. You know, she hasn't saw me fight since the amateurs, and when I heard that I was fighting here in my last fight, I invited her, and then that's when she passed, and I was kind of heartbroken from it. But that mentality of all that loss, it strengthened me mentally to the point where I just don't care anymore. I'm just trying to get my belts and get in there and show out that that they can't hurt me. Physically, you can't hurt me, or mentally. So that's my mindset right now. Like, bring it. I just don't care anymore. I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna rip your head off if you try coming at me. That's it.
Who do you want next? Do you have anybody in mind?
I'm going from whatever weight they give me and where I feel comfortable. But I heard some people saying that they don't have no competition in the sport of bare knuckle. Well, I'm here, I'm entering it. So if you want competition, I mean, I'm right here. Come to me. I do want to go for a title. I'm trying to see where I can fit in between the 115 and 125. And if the titles are there for me and whatever, I'll go for it. I don't care.
How important is it to train with somebody like HT, to have somebody in camp like that?
Since he has such great experience in the sport, and I watch him, and he's someone to admire. All the crap that he's been with, dealt with in his life and his career, and the people that kind of backstabbed him. He helps me to see how strong he is, and as a woman looking at a man's his perspective it's interesting, and he helps me, like, he boosts me up a lot more and motivates me to continue to work hard, because all of us been through some shit, so he helps me to just get through it. Hi, I'm Rosalinda Rodriguez, and this is Bare Knuckle News, and nobody beats us to the punch.
I'm your captain now. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down.